All right, so you're interested in CNC machining, huh? Pretty smart move, gotta say. This isn't like some outdated factory job or anything. We're talking high-tech, precision engineering, the kind of stuff that's shaping the future, literally. And lucky for us, we've got a ton of info from RoleCatcher, that platform that's all about giving you an edge in this competitive field. So are we ready to cut through all the noise and figure out how to land that dream CNC job?
Let's do it. What gets me about CNC machining is that it's kind of everywhere, but in a hidden way. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We've got aerospace components. We've got super intricate medical devices. Heck, even the parts for those self-driving cars everyone's talking about. They're all precisely shaped by these CNC machines.
Yeah, it's like the invisible backbone of pretty much all modern manufacturing, right? You don't always see it, but it's totally essential. Okay, so I think some people might still be picturing a dusty old factory when they think CNC. But what's the reality check here? What's a CNC work environment actually like these days?
Well, honestly, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, you might end up in a super high-tech facility with like rows and rows of these gleaming machines, or you could find yourself in a smaller workshop that focuses more on custom fabrication. It really depends. But one thing's for sure, though, it's definitely not your grandpa's boring old assembly line.
Right, no more Lucy Ricardo and the chocolates, haha.
Mhm.
So let's get down to it. What's the day-to-day like for a CNC machine operator?
I'd say it's a really cool blend of technical skills and problem solving. Think about it. You're setting up these complex machines, loading materials, making sure the whole process runs smoothly. But you're also the one troubleshooting any issues, adjusting parameters, and ultimately, you're responsible for making sure that final product is absolutely perfect.
So there's a real element of craftsmanship to it. It's not just about pushing buttons, it's about understanding the machines, the materials, the whole process. Now, our role catcher sources, they really emphasize this idea of a CNC career ladder. So where does someone even begin? What's the typical starting point, and how do you progress from there?
Well, it's a lot like any other skilled trade, really. You start with building a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Those entry-level positions, they usually involve a lot of assisting more experienced operators. You're learning the ropes, getting comfortable with the machines, maybe handling some of the more basic tasks. It's all about absorbing knowledge and getting that essential experience under your belt.
Makes sense. You wouldn't expect to walk in and start programming some complex part on day one, right? But once you've got some experience, what's the trajectory look like? How do you move up that ladder?
Okay, now that's where things get super interesting.
Mm.
So as you move up, you might land a junior CNC operator role. And with that comes more responsibility, of course. You'll be setting up machines independently, you're the go-to person for troubleshooting, and you might even start training newer operators, showing them the ropes. But here's the real kicker. This is where you really dive into the world of programming.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. This is like the brains of the operation, right? So
Right.
what does that look like in practice?
So it all revolves around this CAD/CAM software. Essentially, you're taking those complex designs and you're translating them into instructions that the CNC machine can actually understand. It's almost like learning a new language, but instead of talking to people, you're talking to these awesome, powerful machines.
It's like you're almost composing music, but instead of notes, it's machine instructions. You're creating something really intricate and precise.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. A skilled CNC programmer, they can look at a crazy complex design and figure out the most efficient, the most precise way to make it a reality. And as you get more and more experience under your belt, you might even find yourself collaborating directly with engineers.
Wow, so you're not just taking orders, you're actually part of the design process. That's incredible.
Absolutely. Refining designs, pushing the boundaries of what these machines can do. That's what makes this whole career path so exciting. You're learning, you're adapting. There's always a new challenge right around the corner. But, we got to be real for a sec. Even if someone's totally captivated by this whole CNC world, actually landing that dream job, that can be pretty daunting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Job hunting in general can feel like a full-time job sometimes, especially in a field this competitive. So how does RoleCatcher, with all its data and insights, how does it actually give someone a leg up?
Well, remember how we were talking about those online job applications?
Mm.
The ones that feel like black holes? You send them off and never hear back?
The worst.
Right. Well, RoleCatcher, it tackles that head on. They've got this AI that digs deep into job descriptions, like way deeper than a human ever could. It pulls out the key skills and experience that employers are really looking for.
So it's like having a cheat sheet almost. Instead of guessing at what they want to see, you've got data telling you exactly what to highlight.
Exactly. And here's the really cool part. It takes your work history, your skills, all of that, and uses it to actually tailor your CV for each specific job you apply for.
No way. So you're not sending out some generic resume. You've got something that's specifically designed to resonate with each employer.
You got it. No more stressing over every single word, trying to figure out if you're using the right buzzwords or whatever. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
Okay, that is seriously impressive. But what about the interview process itself? That's always a nerve-wracking experience.
Oh, I hear you. But RoleCatcher's got you covered there, too. They've got this amazing feature that's analyzed, like thousands and thousands of interview questions, all related to CNC machining, of course.
Yeah.
It can even narrow it down to specific roles and industries.
Wait, so it's like having a sneak peek at the questions before you even walk in the door?
Pretty much.
Hmm.
You can anticipate the questions, prepare some really thoughtful answers, and just project that confidence. And we all know confidence is huge in an interview.
Yeah, no doubt. It sounds like it just takes a lot of the stress and uncertainty out of the whole process, which is so valuable, especially in a field as specialized as CNC machining. But, what about people who are just starting out? Maybe they've got that passion for machining, but they don't have a ton of formal experience yet. What advice would you give them? It can feel like you need years of experience before anyone will even look at your resume. Or you need some super fancy degree.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, a formal education in engineering or manufacturing, that's definitely a plus. But it's not the be-all and end-all. Honestly, there are tons of super successful CNC operators out there who got their start with vocational training programs or even apprenticeships.
Right, so you're jumping right in and getting that hands-on experience from the get-go, learning the practical skills that employers actually need, rather than just the theory.
Exactly. And a lot of times, those programs, they have direct connections with employers. That can be huge when you're just starting out. But beyond the technical stuff, there's something else that people often forget about, and that's networking.
Ugh, the good old handshake. How important is that in the CNC world?
Honestly, I think it can make or break you. Attending those industry events, connecting with people on LinkedIn, even just reaching out to some local machine shops, it all makes a difference.
So even just shadowing someone for a day could give you an edge.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, employers, they're way more impressed by someone who's genuinely curious and eager to learn than someone who walks in acting like they know everything already. Showing that kind of initiative, that passion, it can open doors you wouldn't believe.
So it's not just what you know, it's who you know and how much you want to learn.
100%. Especially in this field. CNC machining, it's changing all the time, so being able to adapt and embrace new technologies, that's crucial.
That actually reminds me, we've talked a lot about the present and future of CNC machining, but what do you see happening in the next, say, 10 years? What's next for these incredible machines and the people who operate them?
Ooh, that's the million-dollar question, right? Yeah. It's something everyone who's interested in this career should definitely be thinking about. One thing's for sure, though, automation is going to be huge. We're talking robots working right alongside human operators, boosting efficiency and precision to a whole new level.
Whoa, that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But does that mean there will be, fewer jobs for actual human operators?
That's a common concern, but I don't necessarily think so. While some tasks will definitely become automated, there will be a whole bunch of new roles opening up. We'll need people who are skilled at programming those robots, technicians to keep everything running smoothly, and, of course, operators who can oversee the entire process from start to finish.
So it's not about replacing humans altogether. It's more about, augmenting our capabilities, working together to achieve even greater things.
Nailed it. And with that shift towards automation, we're going to see an even greater need for specialized knowledge and, like we said before, that ability to adapt quickly. That's where continuous learning is key. Taking courses, attending workshops, even using platforms like RoleCatcher to figure out what skills are in demand and what opportunities are out there, it's all connected.
Love it. The only constant is change, right? Especially in a field as dynamic as this one. Well, I gotta say, this deep dive into the world of CNC machining has been absolutely fascinating. We've covered so much ground, from how these amazing machines actually work to the different career paths available and the really exciting future that lies ahead.
The pleasure was all mine. I always love talking about this stuff.
And of course, a huge thank you to all of you out there listening for coming along on this journey with us. Just remember, a career in CNC machining, it's not for everyone, obviously, but for those of you who are passionate about precision, who love problem solving, who want to be at the forefront of shaping the future, well, the possibilities are truly limitless. Who knows, maybe we've even inspired a few of you to explore a career path you hadn't considered before. We love to hear that.
That's what it's all about. If even one person feels empowered to pursue their passion for CNC machining after listening to this, then we've done our job.
Couldn't agree more. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep those gears turning.